Well, hello there, and welcome to my kitchen table. A place in most homes where people can sit with family and friends and talk for hours, putting the world to rights, as my dad used to say. Or as I like to say, having a bevy with the girls and just chatting shit. This episode has mature themes and adult content, which some viewers may find upsetting, so viewer discretion is advised. Although it's just me talking, so, well, mind you, yeah, I can be pretty scary. Let's see where we're off to today. Liverpool. It is the fifth largest city in the United Kingdom, although that changes depending on the publication you get your information from. It is notably the only city in the world with two cathedrals. Don't argue, it's a fact. Sitting at the mouth of the River Mersey, it has around 835,000 residents, and we can add about another 500,000 to that during term time, as students flock to the four universities that call this city home. Those lucky enough to actually be born in Liverpool are known as Scousers. Oh, yeah, and we talk funny. I mean, we speak with an accent exceedingly rare. That's a line from a song, by the way. An accent that some people, unbelievably, have difficulty understanding. So, if you need anything translating, let me know in the comments and I will do my best to oblige. When I'm doing research for these stories that I tell, I often look for lessons that could be learned. Maybe lessons can be learned from this one. So take a seat whilst I tell you a very disturbing story. Liam Smith was 19 years old and a prominent member of the Strand Gang, also known as the Nogger Dogs, a gang from the Norris Green area of Liverpool in the northwest of England. It's known that this gang has members as young as 12. He and others in his gang have an ongoing feud with rival members of a gang in a neighbouring area called Croxteth. These are the Croxteth crew, or Crocky crew. Rivalry has existed between these two gangs for about 20 years, and they're not scared of guns. On the 23rd of August 2006, Liam Smith went to visit a friend that was serving time in Old Course Prison in Liverpool. While visiting his friend, he had an altercation with a convict, Ryan Lloyd, who was a central figure of a rival gang, the Croxteth crew. The dispute is actually understood to have taken place in the visitors' area, where Lloyd was being visited by his sisters. After visiting, he ran back to his cell and grabbed a contraband mobile phone, or cell phone, and he was overheard shouting, "Quick, quick, give us the phone. I'll get the boys up here to pop 'em." When Liam Smith left Old Course Prison, he was ambushed by about 20 members of the Croxteth crew who had hidden in bushes. Moments later, the 19-year-old was shot in the head with a sawn-off shotgun at point-blank range. He died a few hours later in hospital. 4 people were jailed for their part in the killing of Liam Smith. 11-year-old Rhys Jones was murdered while walking home from football practice. Rhys, who played for the Fair Tree Boys Football Club based in Croxteth, was walking across the Fair Tree pub car park on the Croxteth Park estate on the 22nd of August 2007 when a youth wearing a hoodie and riding a silver mountain bike approached. He held out a Smith & Wesson handgun at arm's length and fired 3 shots. It was later discovered that the murderer was actually using the wrong bullets for the gun. Now, initially, I thought, what the hell's that got to do with the price of fish? Using the wrong bullets. Initially, I thought that. Rhys's mum, Melanie, ran to the scene when she heard that her son had been shot. By the time she reached him, he was unconscious. Paramedics tried for 90 minutes to resuscitate him, but he was pronounced dead shortly after arriving at Alder Hey Children's Hospital in Liverpool. It was originally believed that one of the shots hit Rhys in the neck, but it was later revealed that the bullet had entered his back just above his shoulder blade and exited the front right-hand side of his neck. So Rhys was shot in the back. Rhys was the second-born son of Stephen and Melanie Jones. He had one brother, Owen. He would have turned 12 5 weeks after he died. He'd just left Broad Square Primary School at the Norris Greenhousing estate and was due to start secondary school at Zackerley High School in September 2007. His former head teacher and his neighbours all said that Rhys was a friendly and popular boy who just loved football. Local radio station Radio City 96.7's programmes were adjusted on the night of the incident. In particular, the extremely popular Pete Price show, which aired from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. And it was dedicated to an amnesty for witnesses and a talk on gun crime, not only in the city of Liverpool, but in the UK as a whole. Radio City also launched their anti-gun crime campaign, which was backed by the Jones family. In Rhys's name, get guns off our streets. Detectives arrested and later released 4 people aged between 15 and 19, teenagers, in connection with the crime. 2 further arrests, also teenagers, were made, but both suspects were soon released on bail pending further inquiries. The police appealed to the public for information, stating that they needed help finding those that had committed the murder. The murder weapon was described as a black handgun with a long barrel, although we now know that it was a Smith & Wesson. Oh yeah, with the wrong bullets. More than 300 officers and gun crime specialists were deployed in the hunt for the killer. Regarding the wrong bullets, I've since found out that if you use the wrong bullets for certain guns, it actually screws things up in quite a big way, because it messes up with the trajectory. Yeah, you try saying it. The trajectory of the bullet, which is how Rhys was murdered. Steve and Melanie Jones made a fresh appeal for witnesses to come forward on the 19th of September 2007, 4 weeks after Rhys's murder. The murder was also reconstructed on BBC's Crime Watch on the 26th of September. In the episode, Melanie appealed to the killer's mother to turn her son in. It led to 12 people calling into the programme. Okay, I'll rephrase that. A lot of people called into the programme, but 12 of whom gave the same name. Despite reports that the killer's name was widely known and had appeared on various internet sites, as well as graffiti on both sides of the estate, police continued their appeal for witnesses to come forward. On the 15th of April 2008, Merseyside police confirmed that 11 people, all aged between 17 and 25, had been arrested in connection with the murder. 6 more suspects of a similar age were arrested the next day in connection with the murder. 1 for murder, the other 5 for assisting an offender. One of them had actually already been done for gun crimes. All 6 of them were remanded in custody by Liverpool Magistrates Court on the 17th of April 2008. Another man was charged in connection with the case on the 18th of April and was also remanded in custody. On the 16th of December 2008, at the end of a 9-week trial in the Crown Court of Liverpool, Sean Mercer, a member of the Croxteth crew gang, was found guilty of murder. Mercer, by then 18 years old, was sentenced to life imprisonment, being ordered to serve a minimum term of 22 years. This means that in 2030, he will become eligible to apply for parole, although that doesn't mean he'll get it. Other gang members, James Yates, Nathan Quinn, Boy M, who can't be named because he's still under 18, Gary Kays and Melvin Coy, were convicted of assisting an offender. Another defendant aged under 18, Boy K, later revealed as Dean Kelly, was convicted of 4 related offences. Kays and Coy were both sentenced to 7 years. Sentencing for 4 of the defendants was delayed until the following month. I guess the judge wanted to get Christmas out the way. In January 2009, Yates was sentenced to 7 years, Dean Kelly to 4 years, Nathan Quinn to 2 years, and a 16-year-old was sentenced to a 2-year supervision order. Parents of the gang members, including Mercer's mother, and parents of Yates, were later tried and convicted for perverting the course of justice. On the 28th of October 2009, Yates has his sentence increased from 7 years to 12. Following a referral to the Court of Appeal by the Solicitor General, Vera Baird, KC, because his sentence, she felt, was too lenient. Sean Mercer and the others convicted of involvement in the murder were known to be members of the Croxteth crew. You might remember them. I mentioned them earlier. The murder came the day before the first anniversary of the murder of Liam Smith, an alleged member of the rival gang, the Norris Green Strand crew, who was shot dead by members of the Croxteth crew as he walked out of Old Course Prison on the 23rd of August 2006. Rhys's murder was later revealed to be the result of Mercer's failed attempt to shoot one or more rival gang members from the Strand crew who had come into Croxteth. Instead, missing and hitting Rhys as he walked home from football practice. It's them wrong bullets again. The youth gang phenomenon, and the youth gangs of Liverpool in particular, drew high media attention after the murder. Number of lessons learned? Nil. Zero. Sweet Fanny Adams? Naught. Zilch? Nada. Number of deaths due to gang culture? 2. Number of innocent children murdered in cold blood? 1. Who wins? Nobody. Rhys Jones was a dedicated supporter of Everton Football Club and has a season ticket along with his dad and his brother. Players of the team laid a floral tribute, football boots and football shirts at the scene of the shooting. Players and fans paid tribute to him in a minute-long applause at Everton's home ground, Goodison Park, for the match against Blackburn Rovers on the 25th of August. Both teams, staff and match officials wore armbands during the match. Also, as a tribute to Rhys, Everton's local rivals, Liverpool Football Club, agreed to play the theme from Z Cars prior to playing Liverpool's own anthem, You'll Never Walk Alone. The Z Cars theme tune was, and still is, traditionally played at the arrival of the players onto the pitch at Goodison Park. A lot of people watching this or listening to this right now, will understand the significance of this, but a lot won't. That day is the one and only time that tune has ever been played at Anfield. This was ahead of their European Champions League game with Toulouse FC on the 28th of August. And it was followed by traditional period of applause. Both teams, staff and match officials wore black armbands during the match. Oh, and Liverpool won 9-0 on aggregate. Rhys Jones was buried in a private ceremony on the 6th of September 2007, following a funeral service at Liverpool's Anglican Cathedral, which was attended by more than 2,500 people. His family had issued a public invitation for well-wishers to attend the service, where mourners were requested to wear bright clothes or football strips. During the service, Steve Jones read a poem he had written for his son, and Everton football player Alan Stubbs read from the Bible. The Rhys Jones Memorial Fund raised money for a community centre close to where Rhys died. The Rhys Jones Community Centre on Langley Close, Croxteth Park, opened on the 31st of August 2013. Starting on the 24th of April 2017, a 4-part TV series was aired by ITV. It was met with very positive reviews, and viewers described how hard it was to watch. Boy X, a member of Mercer's gang, the Crocky Crew, who ultimately testified via video link against the gang, was given the name Kevin in the drama, although Boy X's real name was never made public. Thank you so much for allowing me to tell you this story, and thank you so much for listening. If you found it interesting, please hit the button to say that you liked it and subscribe, because robots don't know what's good or what's bad. They need you to tell them. And it's free, so don't hold back. And don't forget to give someone a smile. They're contagious, you know. I've been Sue, TTFN.